Alright, so this is investigation 2.3. This is following up with yesterday's lesson, which talked a lot about LCM. So today we're talking about understanding when to use common multiples or common factors. And it has to do with bagging snacks. And although you may not do bagging snacks currently in your life because you are a 6th grader, probably at some point you'll be putting snacks in a bag for somebody. So how can you decide when finding common factors is useful in solving a problem? And how can you find when using the greatest common factor of two numbers is how we solve a problem. So, common factors versus common multiples. Think about the situations we have used common factors and multiples, both mathematically and in real life. List examples for each of the boxes below. So when have we used factors and multiples? So go ahead and think about that. You can look back in the book and write in some of your thoughts there. Go ahead and do that. Pause the video and do it. Alright, so when we talk about common factors, some of the stuff that you need to understand why we use common factors are, one, to split up items. So if you're having a party and you want to make sure that everybody gets equal supplies at the party or equal treats in the bag, you're going to use greatest common factors to equally share something, to equally share things. To find out how many people to invite to parties, that's one thing to do, or how many people to put in groups, those are factors. And then to arrange in rows or groups. So those are the ways that greatest common factors come into play. So what about common multiples? Go ahead and put some thoughts down for that. Look back in the on this book and find. Okay, so common multiples are repeating events. This would be like the cicadas coming back. This could be comets returning when planets are close to the Earth. These are all things that repeat events. When you're buying items so that everyone has enough. So when you're buying like hot dogs and buns, it would be a multiple event. And to find out when something will happen again, like cicadas coming back every 13 or 17 years. So those are common multiples. These 4 questions right here, you don't need to do. They have to do with something that I don't think is important, so don't worry about that. So now we come down to question 2.3. Jane and her friends are going to go on a hiking trip. Jane wants to make snack packs to take on the trip. She has 24 apples and 36 bags of trail mix. Each snack pack must have the same number of apples and the same number of bags. Okay, so when we have to split up items, like this case, we're going to be using factors. So your job is to think about factors of 24 and 36. So I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to write all the factors of 36 and all the factors of 24 and see what they share. So that's my first step. So go ahead and let's say you're going to write 36 here and 24 here. And you're going to write like this: 1 times 36, 2 times 18. Go ahead and do that and then come back in a second after you're done. So pause the video, do that, and we'll come back in a minute. Alright, so now I've written all the factors of each number. I'm going to highlight the numbers that are the same in each side. So we have 1 and 1. We have 2 and 2. We have 3 and 3. And we have 4 and 4. So these are the common factors of 36 and 24. And down here, there's 4 boxes. So I'm sure you could figure out how to do this. But the real question is, what are the possible numbers of snack packs you can make so that treats are shared equally? So think about that for a minute, and we'll come back in just a second, and we'll talk about what to write into these boxes. So I forgot the biggest one, the 6. So we're not going to use 1 because that would be 36 apples in one bag and 24 packs, or 24 apples in a bag and 36 small bags of trail mix. We could have 2 bags, right? So here would be my 2 bags. Okay, here's one bag, here's the other bag. Imagine those bags. And I'm going to look at the 2, so how many, I'm going to call this trail mix, and this will be apples. It's always good to write that. So if I look at 2, how many bags of trail mix? Well, there'd be 18 bags in this one, and 18 here. And then how many apples in each bag? Well, there'd be, because there's 2, we're splitting it into 2, there'd be 12 apples. So trail mix, and apples. Okay, so then the next one I come down to is 3, right? We have 3. So if we had 3 bags, 1, 2, 3, how many packs of trail mix would be in each bag? So if there's 3 bags, there'd be 6 trail mix in each bag. Wait a minute, Mr. Cox, what are you doing, you knucklehead? That's not right. 3 times 12, you ding-dong. I'm sorry, you guys. You're probably screaming on the other side. So it would be 12, 12, and 12 trail mix. And for this side, it would be 8 apples in each one. 8 apples, 8 apples. See if you can do the last 2. I have 6 times 6. Oh my gosh, what a mess. Sorry, you guys. Alright, so see if you can do the last 2, okay? So it's going to, then pause the video, do that, and then come back in a minute. Did you write the last 2 in, or you just waiting for me to do it after I make my mistakes, right? So I made that mistake. So now, you can see the last 2, I split into 4 because we're talking about 4 is the shared multiple. Oh my gosh. What am I doing here, Mr. Cox? Yeah, so 4 is a shared multiple. I look here, right? So it's going to be 4 bags, and it's going to be 9 trail mix in each bag. And here, there's 4 bags. So maybe this should be the bags on the left, okay? And it's going to be 6 apples in each one. For the last one, it's going to be 6 trail mix bags, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That makes 36. And then it flips, right? So then it's going to be 6 bags with 4 apples. So that it's a little confusing, but you got to make sure that you have equal shares in each bag. So that's the idea behind that. So hopefully you got that. We're going to flip it over. So what is the greatest number of snack packs Jane can make? This is talking about how many bags. What is how many bags total could she make? So if we look over here, we find the greatest common factor. The biggest one is going to be 6, right? So she could make a total of 6 snack packs. And then each snack pack, how many would be in each one? Well, you can look right back at the other page, right? There'd be 6 trail mix in each bag and 4 apples. So I'm just write 6, just like I did before, and 4 apples, okay? Suppose Jane's pet canary ruins 6 of the bags of trail mix. Jane wants to share the apples and remaining bags of trail mix equally. What is the greatest number of snack packs Jane can make? So now, instead of being 36, the bird ruined it, so now just up is to 30. So it's going to be 30 trail mix and 24 apples. So you need to go through and you need to think about that. So go ahead and split these up where all the factors, and then we're looking for the biggest factor they share. So go ahead and try that. Pause the video and try it. Okay, so hopefully yours look like mine. If not, pause it and make it look like that. So now I'm going to highlight the greatest factor that both of them share. What is the greatest factor? Well, over here, the biggest number would be 6 that they share, and over here it would be 6, which means that they would have 6 bags. So I wrote 6 bags. Each pack would have blank apples and blank bags of trail mix. Well, here's the apples, right? I label it. If I have 6 bags, it means there's 4 apples in each bag. And over here, for the trail mix, if I have 6 bags, it means there's 5 trail mix bags. That's backwards, I'm sorry, you guys. 5 here and 4 there. Okay. Suppose Jane's mother replaces the 6 bags of trail mix. She also provides the group with 18 cans of juice. Each snack pack has the same number of apples, bags of trail mix, and cans of juice. What is the greatest number of snack packs she can make? Well, now you're going to have 30, 24, and 18, and we're going to list out the factors, and we're going to do the same thing that we did here. So go ahead and do that. Pause the video. And so hopefully you saw that we had 6 up here, and then hopefully you saw that after you list all the factors out of 18, there's 3 times 6, and we have 6 and 6 and 6. So we see the 6s. So that means the greatest factor, that tells us how many bags we're going to have. So we're going to have 6 bags. And now you need to make sure you label this, because I didn't. Trail mix, apples, and we're just call this one juice. This is where a lot of kids will make mistakes because they're going to get confused with this. Each pack would have how many apples? Well, my apple's in the middle, so if there's 6 bags, there's 4 apples. 4 apples. Okay? And how many bags of trail mix? Well, if there's 6 bags of trail mix, there'd be 5 in each bag. And for juice, if there's 6 bags, that means there'd be 3 juices in each bag. Okay. So now it wants you to go down, part C, compare problems 2-1, 2-2, and 2-3. For which problems did you use common multiples and which problems did you use common factors? And then how did you decide? So this is going back in this book, going back to lesson 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3. Did you use multiples or factors? Multiples or factors? Multiples or factors? You're only going to pick one. And how did you decide? We will cover that when we come back together. Good luck on it. If you have questions, I will be there for Zoom, or you can text me it, or you can even research how to solve snacks with common multiples or common factors. Again, the greatest common factor tells us how many bags to use, and the other number that goes with that factor tells us how many of that item go in there. So 6 bags, 5 trail mix, 6 bags, 4 apples, 6 bags, 3 juices. All right, guys, have a good afternoon. We'll talk soon.